Right now, as you're watching this, you believe you're awake. You believe your eyes are showing you real images. Your ears are capturing actual sounds. But what if I told you that everything you think you know about reality could be nothing more than an elaborate illusion? This isn't science fiction. This is skepticism, one of philosophy's most unsettling and powerful ideas. And by the end of this video, you might find yourself questioning the very ground you stand on. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning. The sun streams through your window, your feet hit the cold floor, you check the news. Everything feels absolutely real, absolutely certain. But here's what skepticism whispers in your ear. How do you actually know any of it happened? This question has haunted humanity for over 2,000 years, and it's not going away. Because skepticism isn't just an abstract philosophical game, it's a mirror held up to the fundamental assumptions we live by every single day. In philosophy, skepticism is the radical position that we should doubt, or at the very least suspend judgment about, everything we think we know. It doesn't claim that nothing is true. Instead, it does something far more disturbing. It challenges the idea that we can ever be completely certain of anything, especially when our knowledge depends on perception, memory, or what others tell us. Let me take you back to ancient Greece, to a man named Pyrrho of Elis. Pyrrho had witnessed something that shattered his faith in human certainty. He had seen how the same object could appear completely different depending on the angle you viewed it from, the lighting, your distance from it. A tower that looked round from far away revealed itself to be square up close. Water that felt warm to a cold hand felt cool to a warm hand. If our senses, the very foundation of our knowledge, could deceive us so easily, then how could we trust any single experience? Here's a simple demonstration of what he meant. Take a straight stick and place it halfway in water. What do your eyes tell you? That the stick is bent, broken, distorted. But what does your reasoning tell you? That the stick is still perfectly straight, that light refraction is playing tricks on your vision. So which do you believe? Your senses or your reasoning? And here's the unsettling part. Whatever you choose, you're admitting that at least one of your primary sources of knowledge is unreliable. But the ancient skeptics were just getting started. If we can't fully trust our senses, then everything built upon them becomes a house of cards. Science, which depends on observation. History, which relies on testimony and records. Even your daily experience of waking up, eating breakfast, going to work, all of it rests on sensory input that might be deceiving you. The implications are staggering. Every scientific discovery, every historical fact, every memory you have could be nothing more than a convincing mirage. Modern skepticism has taken this ancient doubt and weaponized it with scenarios that would make science fiction writers jealous. How do you know you're not dreaming right now? How do you know you're not a brain in a vat, with electrodes stimulating your neurons to create the illusion of experience? How do you know you're not trapped inside a computer simulation so sophisticated that you can't tell the difference between the artificial and the real? These aren't just thought experiments. They're precision strikes against the heart of human certainty. But here's where skepticism becomes even more devious. Even if you try to escape through pure logic and reasoning, skepticism is waiting for you there too. Because our logical reasoning itself depends on assumptions, like the law of non-contradiction, like the reliability of memory, like the consistency of meaning, that we can't prove without using the very reasoning we're trying to validate. It's an infinite regress, a philosophical trap with no exit. So where does this leave us? Are we doomed to drift in a sea of uncertainty, unable to know anything for certain? Here's the twist. Skepticism isn't the enemy of truth. It's truth's most rigorous guardian. Skepticism doesn't destroy knowledge, it purifies it. It sets an impossibly high standard for what counts as genuine knowing, forcing us to be more careful, more precise, more honest about the limits of what we can claim to understand. In a world flooded with misinformation, conspiracy theories, and false certainties, skepticism offers something invaluable: intellectual humility. It reminds us that the most honest answer to many questions isn't yes or no, but I don't know yet. Skepticism doesn't tell us to give up on knowledge, it tells us to earn it. But here's what I want you to think about as this video ends. You've just spent these minutes absorbing ideas, forming thoughts, maybe even changing your mind about something. You experience this as real, as meaningful, as true. But according to everything we've just explored, you can't actually prove that any of it happened. So I leave you with skepticism's ultimate question. In a universe where certainty might be impossible, how do you choose to live? How do you decide what to believe, what to trust, what to act upon? The answer to that question, well, that's something only you can know, if you can know anything at all.